In this screen recording, I'm going to talk about the WashBurn Fire in Yosemite National Park. This fire started a couple days ago, still reasonably small compared to some of the historical major wildfires in California and the United States that have exceeded 100,000 acres. I'm not sure this one's even over 500 yet. And it's really the first timber fire in California this season. Just checking out some of these ops maps on Twitter, and let's jump into Google Earth Pro, where we have the MODIS active fire detection layers loaded. And so you can download these as KML files off the internet and do a Command O for open on Mac or Control O on Windows to get these loaded into your Google Earth Pro software. So we can see the previous 24-hour burn in the yellow color for conditional formatting, and then the last 0 to 6 hours in the darker red. So we can see that this fire is doing what they call spotting north. It's going northward toward Winona up there. And I've gone ahead and put down a couple pins for these backcountry / day hiking trailheads. So here's one. There's Alder Creek there. And to just give you an idea of how, there's Deer Creek there, Highway 140, Tunnel View, Yosemite Valley. And then this is more of your Sierra, getting closer to your Sierra Crest. Mount Ansel Adams is there. So that's a bit of the lay of the land. If you're planning on hiking or backpacking, maybe you have a wilderness permit out of these close trailheads, it's just probably not going to happen for you. I'm not sure what the backcountry office is doing in terms of people with permits over here. They're probably having those discussions right now. And it's a good time to just make other plans. So just measuring the distance from the fire to this first trailhead, it's less than a mile away. It's probably pretty smoky there too. Definitely not safe conditions for hiking, even if the fire weren't to get there, just because the atmosphere is very polluted right now in this area. So it's 4.3 miles as the crow flies to the Alder Creek trailhead. Deer Camp, we're at 9 miles. And then if we go to, this is Tunnel View over here, it's about 12 miles as the crow flies. Other things to note just specific to Yosemite, there's a road system up here that's closed this year because they're doing work on it. And so the only way to access these areas, Sentinel Dome, Glacier Point, is by hiking. So that should help just kind of reduce the impact of the visitation, because it was already planned to be closed for these areas. So I imagine the people who make decisions about what's closed, what's opened as this fire grows will just have that as something that helps with managing their logistics, right? It's when the road's already closed to human traffic and most people see the park through the window of their car, they're not going to have to, that's one less thing they have to manage. Now, this southern entrance of Yosemite is closed. You can see that on the Yosemite National Park website. And we'll just go there real quick. So our second alert in effect is this WashBurn Fire. As of 2 hours ago, it was 703 acres. So we can see it started afternoon of July 7th. Mariposa Grove was evacuated and is under a temporary closure. There's some information on here on the giant sequoias and their risk. Fortunately, there's been a lot of controlled burns in this area, so I'm actually not too worried about those ancient trees. And I'd recommend checking out Zeke's YouTube channel. He's also pretty active on Twitter. You won't have to scroll down too far to see him, see his post. Oh, that's a spotter plane. I hope to get more. There he is, Zeke Lunder. Check his stuff out at the lookout for more information on the coverage of this fire from the view of someone who's really into mapping and also has worked in the fire industry. He's a big advocate for controlled burning to manage forest more effectively before fires start, and just overhauling the wildfire industrial complex, if you will, so that firefighters are just more equitably paid and forests are more equitably managed from a holistic perspective, instead of wait until there's a massive fire and then throw hundreds of millions or billions of dollars trying to fight it. So great resource to check out there. What else? I want to do a weather check here. So this is near Alder Creek Trailhead, and we can see highs in the upper 80s. We got this warming trend coming in, almost 90 on Monday, and then lows are in the 60s, upper 60s. So pretty hot out there. And then our winds, south wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west northwest this afternoon. So looking at Alder Creek, if the wind's blowing south, that should help actually keep this fire from growing north. It might actually back burn on itself. So that's the first direction they lay out. The second one is becoming west in the afternoon. So as this fire becomes west, it's gonna go up the South Fork of the Merced River Canyon, where it's already flowing up there, and this is kind of the next area to burn. There's also not a road system in here, so I imagine there'll continue to be a lot of air attacks, and maybe I can get another screencast out on that, talking about some of the metrics there. Zeke talked a little bit about how much those cost to fly, and they are very expensive, but I hope to speak to that with a little more quantitative detail. On the weather note, we're not seeing any winds in the forecast over 10 miles an hour, which is a good thing, right? If we saw a wind forecast of, say, 30 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, those are the things that take a timber fire and make it explode. Like, if we had 50 mile an hour winds in this canyon, this fire would have so much oxygen to grow in this beetle kill fuel zone. And we can see a lot of these dead trees just on the satellite imagery, right? That's all drought beetle kill. So there's a lot of good tinder ready to burn. In any case, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.